Hello, welcome back to our channel. This is my green card story where we talk about everything EB1A and EB2-NIW. We are excited that you're joining us again. And before we continue this video, we have a seminar on the 12th of April. You cannot miss that seminar. During this seminar, we will be addressing all your questions around application for EB1A and EB2-NIW. In the caption below of this video, you're going to see the link for registration. Please plan to join us on the 12th of April. So today, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of responding to your RFE. So you got an RFE after your initial petition and you want to respond. What are the do's and don'ts? Dr. Bobola.
Okay, thank you so much. First and first, what is an RFE? It means request for evidence. It's when you turn in a petition for EB2 NIW or EB1A, and USCIS feels that you didn't that you have not proven enough that you meet the requirement for either EB2 NIW or EB1A. Then they will give you like a request for evidence, which just a document stating that okay, there are some gaps in your petition, or some documents are missing,
Mhm.
also evidence are lacking, and they
Yeah,
want you to provide those evidence so that they can make a decision concerning
yeah,
your EB2 NIW or EB1A petition. Now, once
correct.
you get that RFE,
Mhm.
they would tell you what part or of your petition you need to address. So let's say for example for EB2 NIW, they can say, oh, you have shown that you met the first prong of the matter of Danasa, but you have not met the second and third prong. And they will
Yes.
tell you the flaws in your petition. It could be the fact that, oh, maybe your you said you have published a review paper, but you didn't show a record of citation. So they will raise several concerns in the RFE, and you need to address each of those concerns raised. Nike, over to you.
Okay, so without wasting much of your time, what are the do's? What are the things that are compulsory for you to include in a response to your RFE? So, because they've asked for certain evidence, first you need to provide whatever it is they've asked for. For example, if they've said specifically that you did not meet the first prong, which means that they did not understand your proposed endeavor and the national and substantial merits. You need to provide a detailed summary or a detailed about 1 or 2 pages explaining your proposal and its national importance and the substantial merits. So you need to separate these three things so that you can clearly answer their question if they have asked for more evidence on the first prong. On the second prong as well, which is well established, if they've asked you that your recommendation letter do not support the fact that you are well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor, you need to get at least two more independent experts, to recommend you or to talk about that your proposed endeavor and how you are well positioned to address it. Whatever it is that they've also mentioned, they might say your citations, although you have citations, but they do not clearly say how the people that cited your work are using your work as an impetus for their own work. You need to clarify on that, possibly get letters from them. These are the do's of responding to your RFE. The third prong, which is on the balance, okay? On the balance, they might say that you did not say how your proposed endeavor is going to create jobs, how it's not going to take jobs away from Americans, how it is beyond your current employer. So, how it is of a broader impact. Or they might say you did not describe fully how it is urgent to the nation. So all of these things they are going to list in your RFE letter, and you have to respond to each and every one of them. That is the first do.
Okay.
Dr. Bobola.
So Another thing that you can do is you can draft a business plan. So let's say you're in the tech field, because we know that there are lot of people in the tech field applying for EB2 NIW.
Mm-hmm.
Your purpose endeavor is to help fight various cyber security attack or threat through the development of an AI powered application. You want to write a business plan around that. That business plan will contain, what technique are you going to use to develop this application? Who are you going to collaborate with? Who, who is going to fund it? How we
Yes.
get funding? Are you going to get funding from angel investors, or various government funding agency like maybe NSF, or places like that? Um, how do you plan to collaborate with any professional organization?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say there's an association for cybersecurity professionals in the US. Are you going to collaborate with them in any way to carry out your proposed endeavor? Okay. Then
Yes.
how are you going to test the application? How are you going to bring it to the market? All
Okay.
those things will be within the business plan. Okay.
Yes. So another do is they could also ask specifically for a document. So unfortunately, some people that are self-petitioning, especially for EB2-NIW, do not know the documents they are supposed to use as supporting document. For example, some people do not understand if they should submit their certificates for a degree and also submit a transcript. So USCIS might specifically ask for your transcripts, or maybe while you were filling your forms, you omitted one of the forms, or you did not fill one of the required forms for this petition. They will require you to submit those particular specific documents. You cannot return your RFE or write a response to your RFE without supplying those documents. Very, very important. Okay, so Dr. Bobola, what are the don'ts? What are the things that will probably lead you to a denial?
Okay. So the first thing is, typically, or should I say, usually, you cannot turn in any other document or evidence that you acquire after you submitted your initial petition or after your priority date. So let's say you turned in your petition on January 1st, 2025. Okay. And you did, most people are doing premium processing.
Processing.
You did premium processing and you got an RFE on January to 29,
Mhm.
right? So let's say between January 1st and January 29, you had published a peer review paper.
Hmm.
You cannot add that new peer review paper when
Wow.
responding to your RFE. If you
Okay.
do, it's going to be an automatic denial.
Hmm.
And that thing is, so let's say you just got a job
Hmm.
after you turn in your initial petition, or after your priority date, and you got an RFE, and you want to add that evidence that, oh, see, oh, I've gotten a job in the field of my purpose endeavor. If you do that, it will lead to a denial.
Wow.
Okay, so
So,
any major evidence like that, you cannot add it again. But there's still things that you can add. So you can add like an additional recommendation letter, because they will always request for it. You can still add a business plan. Okay, and you can add any document that you have obtained or acquired before you turn in your
the
initial petition.
initial petition. Okay, thank you very, very much. Okay, so for me, the don'ts. The number one don't is, of course, you cannot change your proposed endeavor. Okay, whatever you had filled in your I-140, the form, and your initial cover letter, you have to stick to that proposed endeavor. You cannot change it when you are responding to your RFE. Then secondly, you cannot establish your eligibility with the introduction of a new document. Let me explain that. So, some people, they are about to graduate. For example, they're about to graduate their masters that gives them the eligibility for EB2-NIW as an advanced degree. Okay, they're about to graduate. So they don't have their certificate yet and they turn in their petition. Okay, if you get an RFE and you're responding to the RFE, you cannot bring that new certificate to establish your eligibility because, again, as Dr. Bobola was explaining, that happened after your initial petition. So you cannot establish your eligibility either through trainings, whatever it is, by using a new evidence that you obtained after the submission of the initial petition. I hope this video is helpful, and you all know that our website is www.mygreencardstory um, dot com
Yes.
com, and we are here for you. Okay, we help with responding to RFE, we help with drafting initial petition, and we help with just walking you through the journey so you don't blindly take some steps that would get you into an RFE situation. Okay, thank you and
Thank you
bye
so
for
much.
now.
Bye. And don't forget to register for our
Seminar
seminar.
on the 12th of April. Okay, the link is below.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.